You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 269, posted November 2020. Horse Law.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill, the Dog and Pony Adventures. Hello, nerds, it's me, Tony Sindelar, your sometimes friend, sometimes dungeon master, always me. I really didn't think out how I was going to end that before I started talking. We are continuing our Curse of Strahd adventures here in the dark and gloomy land of Barovia. Let me reintroduce your favorite dog and pony players, because they're the only ones you know. First off, it's Jane Ritt. Hi, Jane.
Hello, I am playing Lena Doolina, the human rogue.
Next up, it's Aline Sims.
I always feel so good when you introduce us, Tony. I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, her trusty dog, Androdite, and I try my best to keep our NPC Arena Coliana out of trouble.
I like that you feel good. That feeling is, of course, fleeting, because I then spend the following hour trying to destroy you or use psychological warfare to break you into pieces to make it easier to destroy you. Speaking of psychological warfare, next up, it's Dan Morin.
Oh, okay, good. I've got my brand. I play Cast in Onotar's Crucible, a.k.a. Crucible, a Warforged cleric of the Forge.
Also here, it's Erica Ensign. Hi, Erica.
Hello, I am playing Brildish. I am a dwarven paladin who really wanted to be a cleric, and my trusty celestial pony, Pony Cindelarent.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, rounding out the party, it's Micah Sargent. Hi, Micah.
Hello, I play a half-elf druid named Elavor, who coincidentally has turned into a dog. For the purposes of the show. Dogavor is with you.
Pupavor?
Micah, we literally let you play a dog in another adventure.
That's true. That's very true. Henry's like, can you please put me down? I hate this.
I'm just saying, we're already doing a lot to indulge you in every way whatsoever, and yet somehow it's never enough.
Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Yes. All right, let me remind you and our listeners of where we left off by looking at the notes that you guys took last time for me. Let's see. So, you had finally left the town of Vallaki, a town where all was not well. You had learned the kind of unsettling story about Izek Strozny, that he is in fact the, I guess, orphaned and not orphaned? Yeah, totally orphaned, lost brother of Arena Coliana, who has been traveling with you for safety. That was unsettling and wasn't totally clear what you're supposed to do with that. And along the way, just when you were minding your own business, settling down for the night, you were attacked by wolves and one wolf person type creature who you were able to defeat and interrogate and learn some things from. And you made some decisions about where to go next, that of your choices of the general direction on the western side of Barovia, Big Barovia. You had your choices of places such as the town of Kresk, the Wizards of Wine winery, or to seek out the tower of one Rictavio, half-elf, retired circus ringmaster who you had met in Vallaki, and let's be honest, who all of us had fallen in love with. In every podcast, there is a breakout player, and sometimes that breakout player is the dungeon master, me.
It happens.
Eat it, players. So yes, you have chosen to head in the direction of Rictavio's tower. You found Rictavio's tower. It's his tower in that he lives there, but it is a tower that has been there for quite some time and is protected by some powerful magic wards, including both a anti-magic field, which would keep any of you from casting spells in the immediate vicinity of the tower. Also worth noting that your magical weapons are not magical. when in the vicinity of the tower. Why would I mention that, Tony?
What a jerk.
Why would I mention that?
Whatever. My axe is not magical anyway, so
Yeah,
Bro,
I
don't
don't
care.
have magic weapons.
I'm just asking, okay, as an aside, I thought I was already being very obvious. Was there a moment recently where magical weapons were a big deal?
Yes,
Baby, but
there definitely
whatever.
was.
No, I don't
No.
remember any such thing.
Okay. And there was a very strange lock on this ancient, magically protected tower, which Olina Dolina figured out. Basically, you just needed to break out some dance moves, and you were able to gain entrance into the lower level of the tower. Just as you were starting to peer into the dark, unlit lower level of the tower, Elavor happened to study some tracks in the mud and notice something they look kind of like maybe tiger tracks, some large cat-like creature. So yeah, that's where we left off. Good times.
Yeah, great times, beautiful times, lovely times.
Time to move on to the next place.
There was a question that I did have before I even knew about some scary creature coming at us, and I had asked if there was a handle on the inside of the door, or if there were any markings on the inside of the door similar to the ones on the outside.
Okay. So you were several of you, and I've got a map there that you can look at, are crowded around the front door of the tower. It's dark inside. And you think you may have saw somebody rolled a perception check, and you think you saw that something was moving inside. And Elavor takes this moment to also look at the back of the door. Elavor, the back of the door looks relatively mundane. There's a doorknob. There's no signs of any kind of runes or arcane or magical
no more
things.
sweet dance moves.
So, no, there are no dance instructions on the inside of the door.
Wow.
Okay, so I
Boring.
know how these things work, and I know how every single spooky
Doors?
tower and magic house works, and that's that as soon as we go in, we're trapped inside. So I want to take a second. I don't care. Let me see. I've got plenty.
You're just saying you want to like find like a bigger house to be trapped inside because this one doesn't look very big.
What I want to do is I want to prop open the door so that it can't slam on us and lock us inside.
All right. What would you like to do to do that? Did you bring a prop?
I've
What
got
do you got in
so
your-
many props.
We have reached the traditional stage of Dungeons and Dragons where people look through their inventory in vain and make interesting arguments to me about what things they could use for this. I will tell you, I don't know if you Lena the Lena might have these. Sometimes rogues specifically come with equipment for they come with little steel spikes that would be
This
great
is
for this
true.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
Like
have
in
a
the
whole, I have a whole
package next
axe
to them?
that's not.
Yeah.
That's currently
you
not
have an
magic.
extra axe?
Elavor seems more likely to have like a hacky sack and like
Okay,
some
look,
I've got
some
rope.
zines.
You said there was.
I was
I
going to say we could
have
just put a coil of rope in front of it, like
That is
Yeah, or-
that is not
I-
how rope works.
Yeah,
That
it could
continues
be.
to be not
It's
how
heavy.
rope works.
You said
Well,
there was a
it's not
knob on
light.
the inside of the door, and so
Yeah.
I could tie a rope to the knob on the inside of the door and then pull it and stake it into the ground outside. And so then it would be
The door
It's a
opens
real
in.
shame that nobody in
Oh, the door
Barovia
opens
has invented
in?
a doorstop.
okay. I look at Bruldish and say, "Can you use that extra axe as a doorstop, please?
Sure.
Thank you."
I will
All
use
right.
the +2 magic, which is currently not magic axe, to prop the door open.
I love
as
it.
you do.
All right,
Yeah.
so, and I feel like an axe is probably perfectly. Brildis, you want to move yourself over by the door there on the map?
Yes. Yeah.
That sounded like a trap.
Oh god.
I just don't want us to get trapped inside.
Hey, I am
folks.
holding an axe in my hands, so if
Yeah.
something
I'm gonna
happens,
go,
at
I'm
least
gonna
I'm
go
armed.
with Bruldish just in case.
All right. Brildis, you are taking the axe. An axe is perfectly. So the door opens in, and you are sliding the axe. Like the axe is perfectly. It seems like it's almost like it was built to keep doors open as much as it is for hurting people or trees. I guess it hurts trees also. The door opens in, and there's kind of a tattered curtain that is kind of obscuring your vision of from beyond. Let me tell you, in the this is very exciting. In the description of the adventure as written, the area immediately inside the door. What do you think it's called?
Vestibule.
It is totally called a vestibule.
Yes!
Oh my god!
Nice work.
I knew you'd enjoy that. So, Broldish, you are you are kind of smushing the axe in there so that it's going to firmly wedge the door open. Again, the door opens.
Smushing the axe.
Smushing the
Tapping it with my-
axe. Title.
my toe.
Classic axe swishing action.
And as you're doing that, the curtain kind of gets pushed aside, and some kind of creature is coming through the curtain, not 5 feet from your face. Roll perception.
Okay.
I'm behind her. Can I also roll perception?
Yes.
10.
Also 10.
Twinsies!
Woo.
Well, out of the darkness looms a large creature that Broldish and Crucible can just make out, barely kind of silhouetted by the darkness beyond it. It stands not on 2 legs, but on 4. Its face is stretched and elongated and filled with oversized teeth. Where it should have feet, or maybe paws, are hideous hooves. A nightmare stands before you, or maybe just a mare. Compared to Pony Cinderlart, this creature is terrifyingly similar in size and general structure.
I say, hi?
Do you speak horse?
No.
The
But
creature.
I don't know. I saw a
horse and
wolf thing
enter.
that was a guy.
I mean,
so I'm just
but-
saying hi
Wait,
to everything
is
from
it
now on.
If it is, in fact, does it look... I mean...
Oh
I
my
speak
God, is it a
I
unicorn?
speak infernal. Does that help?
You could try speaking infernal to this horse.
Yes. Very
Or
Crucible
you
very
could
cheer-
try-
Abyssal,
Crucible very
draconic, what either
cheerily
of those
says,
sounds?
like
Speak
raises his
draconic.
hand and says hello in infernal.
Yeah. The horse looks at both of you, kind of looks back and forth, and goes, "Nay."
Can't you speak telepathically with Pony Cinderlart and have Pony
Translate.
Cinderlart talk
Oh, speak
to
horse.
the horse?
Horse interpreter.
I call Pony up.
Oh my God, this is
All right,
fantastic.
Tony, we'll play 2 horses talking to each other.
I call Pony Cinderlart to the stand.
Yeah. Okay. Just let me be clear. Dungeon mastering is a lot about setting boundaries, and I will roleplay 1 horse. I will not roleplay 2 horses talking to each other. That is unacceptable. This is a player horse that you will have to roleplay. Thank you very much, Dungeons and Dragons. 1 horse, me.
I think the plural of horses is horseums.
Horseums.
Yeah.
So I will not play the role of 2 horseums.
He's.
That's fine.
Yes.
Jane, for some reason that's scary. No reason. So how do you wish to proceed?
Okay, so basically, Brildish is just like telling Pony Cinderlart what to say. And I feel like Pony is a little bit bored with Brildish's like enthusiasm and stuff.
I know what
and is
that's
just
like.
Wow. Zing.
Eat it, Broldish. Erica, you're okay, but Broldish.
Yeah, that Brildish. So Pony will like say the things that Brildish wants to
Okay.
be said, but not be
I
excited
think we
about
may
it.
have to make some assumptions about not necessarily the horse language,
Mm-hmm.
but there may be, like obviously you and Pony Cinderlart have a deep spiritual connection. But
Celestial even.
celestial even, but Pony Cinderlart's ability to convey all of your kind of wants and needs to another
Mhm.
horse may be limited.
No.
I'm making a lot of assumptions here about horses, which is,
I mean, I assume horses have some way of greeting each other. So, Pony Cinderlart will basically
High
do the
five,
horse version of, hey,
yeah. Hey,
yo. Yeah. Hey, it's good. It's good stuff. Hey.
Yep. Hey is for horses.
Hey,
Um,
yo.
Say.
Oh,
Pay is for us.
Yeah. All right. So, Pony Cinderlart, you're gonna have to do some horse talking
Yep.
here, Erica. This is
No,
the ground.
literally, that's what Pony's saying.
Yeah.
Basically, yo, hey, what's up?
The other horse says, returns the greeting. Hey is for horses. Hey is for us.
It's for us. Do you live here?
Sometimes.
Oh, brother.
Cool.
It's a crafty
What?
horse.
Pony's very laid back.
It's one of
Pony's
those
just trying to
crafty
ease into
he's-
this. The pony has never done anything like this before.
Wow, Micah, you were really quick to judge a horse.
I'm sorry.
Can't you just turn into a horse and have this conversation?
Yes, I could also cast
Yeah, that's the
speak with
problem with
animals.
this. The problem with this situation is not enough horses.
I was just thinking that,
It's
Dan.
true.
Thank you.
Also, I think would the anti-magic field prevent him from turning into a horse?
Probably.
Oh no, not enough he's.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Erica.
Yes. Let's see. Brildish will add. This is like I have to think. Okay, what does Brildish want to know? And then she's telling Pony, and then what's Pony going to say? Does anybody else live around here?
Don't think so.
It's literally just this freaking horse.
Nice horse house.
What's the deal with the wagon?
I pulled it here.
Is somebody in the wagon?
I don't think so.
Then why'd you pull it here?
Well, there was somebody in it at the time.
Who?
Well, I think he goes by Rictavio.
Haven't met him. Pony hasn't met him.
To be clear.
Wow, that's way to commit to the bit, as it
I
were.
love it.
Thank you.
The bit, I get it.
Yes,
Oh my god.
He's nice as far as those two-legged folks go.
Yeah,
Kind of my
they're-
co-worker.
Yeah, they're a lot, aren't they?
Indeed.
Mhm.
You got a bunch of them with you.
Yes, so many.
I love this laid back chat.
Yes.
Are you gonna light
If
up?
you're
Never
just
mind.
tuning in now, this is Horse Talk, a sub-podcast of Total Party Kill,
Mhm.
where two horses talk.
Ah, yes, the horse and pony show.
I'm sorry.
It is.
The revelation that Pony Cinderlaurent thinks that we're kind of a drag and is sort of only going on this quest as a begrudging favor.
I think Pony
He's
likes
really
Arena.
recast this whole thing for me.
Yeah,
It's
who are truly the villains in the story? Or
It's
who?
us.
I mean, maybe not the villains, but just not that cool.
Yeah,
I just
certainly not the
I just
heroes.
really think that Pony's in it for Arena. I mean, Pony can correct me, but I feel like they have an
No, that's-
affinity
They really
Yeah.
do. Yep.
Mm.
It's true.
and also bound by magic.
Mhm.
Yep.
So yeah, these folks want to know. I don't even know what they want to
wanna
know. They
see
want to know
Rictavio?
what's going on here, and where Rictavio is, I guess.
Oh, well, he's upstairs, I reckon.
So does he live here too,
Yeah.
or does he live in the wagon? I'm confused
he's-
about this whole
he's-
situation.
We stay here from time to time. We just came
Oh.
from Valaki.
Oh yeah, I was there. Didn't care for it.
Oh. No. Not
the
enough
hay was
horses.
the hay was all right.
It was okay.
It was okay. So is there like a bell or something we can ring to get Rictavio's attention? I feel like these folks, like Pony gestures behind him, would probably just go charging into this place without like knocking or anything. But I think it would be nicer if I could tell them something that they could,
The horse is politer than we are.
Yeah, Pony knows how we are. Listen
Well-
to that poor thing.
I don't know much about No Bell.
This horse is
I haven't
folksy.
seen anyone
It's like
open
a country
that
song.
that door before. That's real peculiar. Do you think I
is
can go
there-
outside?
Is there another way?
Let him out.
Yeah, sure.
Too late.
The horse pushes past Broldish and starts to eat grass in the ground outside next to Pony.
Aw.
How did you get in there in the first place?
Well, Rictavio let me in.
Wait,
Through the door?
Yeah.
you
Should
wanted
we
to
be
go
letting
in?
his horse escape?
He's hungry.
That
It's hungry.
Pony steps
he's
in between
a horse.
you
I'm
and
sure
the
that he's cared for.
Mhm.
No,
gotten
no,
so-
we don't
Wait,
know
so-
about Rictavio.
So
He might-
Rictavio let you in this door, but you haven't seen the door open before?
Well, not without Rictavio.
Ah, I see. Well,
I don't think he entertains many guests here is what I'm saying.
apparently he told these people about this tower, so I think they took it as an invitation.
I wouldn't hang out with them too much longer if I were you. Just saying.
Well,
Whoa.
I'll take that under consideration.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt for you all to go in. There's an elevator in the middle.
Elavor?
It's like
I
stairs,
Don't
but
know
it's
what that
flat.
is. Oh, all right. Well, I will. I'll tell my people. Enjoy
I've never been upstairs myself. Rictavio says horses aren't allowed upstairs.
Yeah, I don't usually go inside places with these people either.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. So
My name's Drusilla, by the way. It's been a pleasure.
nice to meet you. My name is Pony Cindelarnt.
Drusilla eats a bunch of grass.
Pony will translate as much of this seems appropriate to Brildish. I feel like I overplayed Pony's 6 intelligence a little bit, but
But it's horse intelligence. I feel
Exactly.
like
It's
it,
all
yeah.
relative.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like dog
Yeah,
lives,
yeah.
horse
A
intelligence.
horse
Sort
intelligence
of.
6 is like 24 in human
Right.
intelligence.
Exactly. Yep.
Drusilla heads back toward the door. I think I'll best be getting back inside now on account of the wolves.
are there
Oh,
wolves?
that's why
We
you-
ran
Lots
into
of
some
them.
on the way here.
Yeah, we're not that far from their den. They're always up and about here. They like to, come and howl outside the tower.
In
Don't
that
care for it
case-
myself.
In that case, while my people are heading up this elevator, do you think I could maybe hang out in the tower with you? I don't like wolves.
Sure, it's good to spend some time with another horse.
Excellent. Well, I am a pony, just to be clear, but
I'll allow it.
all right. So Pony just wanders in and then tells Brildish what. So Brildish will say, "Wow, Pony made a friend. Apparently, the horse's name is Drusilla. Would Pony be able to translate that? I assume we're
It's
gonna
up
say
to you, Erica. I
Sure,
don't know how
yes.
horse law works.
Horse law.
Okay.
We're-
so
Oh
so
my
that's-
God.
We're in
Just sounds
It
uncharted
is
amazing.
forbidden
territory.
to speak the name of another horse to humans.
Dun 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 dun.
It's
dun,
not
dun,
done. It is a
dun.
transgression and a crime. And a
But-
betrayal.
Punishable by horse murder, which is when a horse murders you. So
apparently
in
there's
hindsight, pretty similar to normal murder.
sorry, there's a lot about this situation that's very silly to me. just I don't know. I don't know about other
think it's
people.
just you.
Just me.
Like
All right.
what?
No,
Like
never
what,
mind.
Tony?
Nope. I pushed it out of my head. Suspension of disbelief. This is totally believable. Just 2 horses chilling.
Mhm.
Okay, now to get it back into absurdity, while this is happening, you have to imagine everyone else just standing there watching
Yep.
2 horses like nicker, whinny, gum at the air, flick their ears.
Pawing the ground a little bit.
Crucible,
Stop,
we all
stop,
just,
plomp,
like,
plomp.
Crucible
look
is
around, like-
fascinated. Crucible's like closely paying attention, like trying to figure out which one of them is talking. Like,
Crucible, give me an intelligence check.
my intelligence is not great.
Brildish is just smiling, like this is great.
7.
You now understand horse slightly less than you did before.
I think that means go
You're
away.
reading the cues wrong.
It does not.
Read it,
so-
it does not.
Mhm. So,
So a little bit of time has passed. You're still outside.
yep. So there are wolves around. Rictavio lives upstairs. There's an elevator. And
A what?
Elavor?
What?
Do we know
Is that
elevators?
is that related to Elavor? Is it
I
an Elavor?
think so.
Oh my
I think
God.
maybe we should send Elavor first.
Elevator
Please,
is what happens when
Elevator was my father.
Elevator turns into an elevator.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Apparently,
let me
it's
check
like
the challenge rating on an elevator, and I'll let you know if I can become one.
it's like stairs but flat.
Is that
Brildish
considered
nods.
fly speed? Or are we technically swimming through a building? Because I do have swim speed.
How many of us
Tony?
can
These are the philosophers have long debated how many Elavors can dance on the head of an elevator. So,
well, Crucible is curious, so he's going to go in and follow the horses.
Yes.
okay,
Please, the heat.
Crucible.
Yep.
The Heath. Crucible, you are in the first floor of the tower. It is not in great shape. This is, it's the first floor, but by function, this has a very basement kind of feel to it. No windows, lots of there's a bunch of crates strewn about, and they seem to be mainly not even crates so much as like the remains of crates. there doesn't really seem to be anything in here except kind of junk. The most notable feature of the first floor of the tower is in the center of this little octagonal room. There is a cleared off square indentation in the center of the floor, and there are 4 pulleys attached to iron chains that stretch up through a hole in the ceiling above you that's about the same size as the indentation in the floor. And standing next to each chain are kind of 4 foot tall are 4 clay statues.
So 4 foot tall statues or 4 foot tall statues?
I'm going to pretend that I know the answer to that. I realized I said that and I was like, how is this intended to be read?
I like
I
the
think they would
idea of teeny tiny statues.
I bet they
4
are.
foot tall.
I think they
I'm
would
gonna
say
say they're
4 1 foot tall statues if they were.
I am
1 foot.
interpreting. I feel like this is ambiguous. I'm going to make my own quick interpretation here, which is there are 4 foot tall clay statues.
Ooh,
Okay.
big
Oh.
boys. So
Question.
like Brildish sized.
Yeah.
How many people can fit in the space of the elevator? Does it have one of those signs that tells what it's rated for?
Oh my God, yes.
It does not.
Is the horse a
looks
fire
like
marshal?
It's a 1 by 1, which would
Yeah.
indicate 1 person.
I think that
Or a
several people
squeeze.
could.
It's a 5 foot
Could-
square, 5 foot by 5 square. I mean,
Yeah.
with social distancing, only 1 person. But
Don't you love this podcast content that will be super dated for when it appears
or
in
will it?
September?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
thing.
no.
That's the thing.
No, Dan. no.
Remember to vote, everyone.
Yeah.
There'll be some
All right.
election. It'll make sense.
Are there elections in Barovia?
No.
Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't think so.
Yeah,
No
hold on.
elections.
I'm gonna update your list of things that are
Oh,
not
yeah.
in
Thank you.
Barovia.
No election. Thank you.
All right. Lena will go on in the first round.
Yeah, Crucible will go with her.
Okay.
All right. Can I remind you of some of the things that there are not in Barovia? Big Barovia.
Please.
Number 1, in order that you have discovered things that do not exist in Barovia. Number 1, clocks. Number 2, beer. Number 3, ants. Number 4, chads. Don't remember the context of that.
Yeah, there's no one named Chad in Barovia.
Yep.
No one named Chad.
Number 5, public libraries. Number 6, orcs. Number 7, good days. Number 8, bards, which presumably means there are absolutely 0 bard chads. Number 9, circuses. Number 10, targets, parentheses, they're on Walmarts. 11, warranties. 12, air horns. 13, oceans. 14, clean socks. And your newest addition, number 15, what things that are not in Barovia, elections.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
No.
okay, there's no circuses, but I thought you said he was a former ringmaster.
I think that would imply that he is not from Barovia.
Yeah. No, we know he's not from here.
Right.
Let me tell
I
you,
forgot.
there's not a lot of Warforged either. You know why? Because you're not from Barovia, Dan.
Wow,
Forget
rude.
it, Tony. It's Barovia
Yeah.
town.
All right. So I am going to say that you could fit 5 people on the elevator if you were so inclined. But you have more than that when you take into account your dogs, ponies, and
Pony is not interested in this flat stairs thing.
your
Yeah.
arena Kolyanas and your redeemed Aragals.
They
Are
can
they
hang
redeemed?
out on the first floor.
Mhm.
Can
All
we do
right.
some like detect magic or some sort of
No.
something?
We cannot because there's
cannot.
no magic.
Except for probably the person. There is probably some magic created by the person who is casting this anti-magic field.
What
right?
if I
right.
cast dispel magic?
That doesn't work. We already checked that last
Oh,
time.
that's
Yep.
right. I forgot. I didn't
It's
write
okay.
that down. Sorry.
That said, there is an exception, which is if you have magic that's the source is from a deity
Mm.
or from there's a deity. I'm looking up the other.
I mean,
exception.
Jen, like Crucible is magic, right? So like it's not like you suddenly start
Right.
like
Yeah,
He's not,
Yeah,
he's
shouldn't
not
he shut
just
down?
going to collapse into slag.
Yeah, because Pony
Right.
Cinderlard also magic.
yeah.
Yeah, partial magic, sure. But yeah, if you have an effect, so I think my turn undead, for example, would work because it's not a spell and its source is a deity rather than
Right. That's just like rebuking.
right,
or
exactly.
abjuring.
So there might be some other stuff that works.
Mhm. I don't like this. I don't want to go on the elevator.
Didn't you all want to come and see Rictavio? We came all the way here to say Rictavio. I did a dance to open the door. We're getting on whatever this is.
McDonald's.
What if I
serious.
just stay on the first floor and then Pony Cinderlart can let me know if I need to go up there with y'all?
Pony
I
Cinderlart
don't think
isn't
Pony's
coming.
going. Yeah.
I know. but
He's
that's
a
what I'm saying.
horse. How are we supposed to fit a
No, but-
horse in
No,
this?
no, no.
5x5?
He's right. He's right.
I will stay on the first floor with Pony Cinderlart, and then Bruldish could tell Pony Cinderlart,
Yes.
yo, we need backup.
That's actually
But how
not
are you going to
a bad
understand
idea.
because you can't speak horse because it's a spell, right?
Yeah, but Pony will know if you start like flailing around.
Pony's has tapped on me before when I was a horse or a dog, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Anyway, so me,
Yeah, I'm
Lena.
staying on
Yeah.
the first floor. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Lena, Crucible, who else?
Yeah, I will go. I'm curious
Bruldish.
about the flat stairs.
That's 3.
I'm going to keep an eye
And-
on the door to make sure it doesn't close on us.
Imra, are you coming?
Androdite and Imra, and I think that Arena and Aragal should stay downstairs with
Perfect.
Yeah.
Elavor.
All right.
Pony would
We got
prefer
4
that.
people and a dog on the elevator, which I think is under the weight limit.
All right.
And someone just shouted, "Split the party! Split the party!"
As you are crowding in, the door slams shut.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What happens to
Breaks
the axe?
I guess the axe is probably outside somewhere, flung into the swamp by a magic door that slammed shut.
I hate that.
That's not me. That's the design of the tower.
So to be
Found
clear-
this tower like this. I just,
That is not up to code, Tony.
Yeah.
So to be clear, we have a quest to get a magic weapon, but instead we have hidden a magic weapon in a swamp.
I mean, it's probably not that far.
It's
I mean, it was
probably
just
on
it
the
got pushed.
doorstep.
Yeah, it got pushed by a door. I didn't fire it out of a cannon, but
Yeah.
you know,
What would it have taken to keep that door open?
More
Yeah.
power than we have.
yeah, more power
Probably
than you have.
magic that we can't cast in front of this tower.
I mean, it's just a door. Elavor, do you want to try opening the door?
No, because it's not going to open.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry,
Wow.
I'm not salty at you, Tony. I'm salty at your tower.
Okay. Broldish, do you want to try opening the door?
Yes.
You open
no,
the door.
don't. You might hurt yourself.
Your
I don't like
axe is
this.
your axe is like on the stoop outside the door.
Do I
Oh.
have to walk all the way outside to pick it up, or can I just reach
Let-
down?
Let's say that you can reach down and pick up your
I
axe
reach
The
down
door opens.
and I
from
pick it
the
up.
inside.
hmm
Yep.
Oh, brother, this is just.
I step
silly.
back. Does it close again?
It kind of swings shut just from gravity, not from magic.
Congratulations, we have mastered doors.
I
Yeah.
pull it open again
Have
just to
we?
make sure that it opens.
This is the
It
longest
does.
trip up an elevator I've ever seen.
Broldish, the door opens again,
Okay.
and then it swings shut slowly.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
I guess I'll
Dan,
just
yes.
stow this, guys. 'cause-
Doors and corners, people.
Yeah, this
So-
this axe didn't do very much there, so I'm just gonna stow it again. Unless you
All
want
right.
to play with this, Elavor, you can take the axe and try to shove it under the door. It's up to you, really.
I'll hold on to
Shove
the
it
axe
under
Do you
your
want to
door.
play with my axe? Hmm.
Not mine.
You can
no,
take your
just
axe
this
with
this
you.
extra one that I carry around because it's heavy.
Oh, you can
Wait,
take it with you.
there's a really exciting
And
other.
magical.
All right, you guys are
heavy.
almost in the room.
Are we? Are we, Tony?
30 minutes in.
So,
So elevator.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
you're standing in the middle of an octagonal room. There's a bunch of chains in the, they'll go from
Can
the
we-
floor to
All
the
right.
ceiling.
Okay. So
You
suddenly, Pony.
looking up, there's a rather large hole in the ceiling
Mhm.
above you, and looking above that, it looks like there is a hole in the ceiling above that. It looks like
Does-
there's kind of a shaft that runs pretty much.
Does it seem like we would have to take the chains and hoist ourselves?
Seems like the chains are attached to the clay statues.
All right. Pony
in each
suddenly.
corner. The statues are literally
Mhm.
holding the chains.
Pony suddenly whinnies and just goes, all right, and asks, hey, Drusilla, how does Rictavio make this flat stairs thing work?
Well, I reckon he talks to it.
Brilder says, guys, Rictavio talks to this thing to make it work. So maybe it's magic?
Up, and away! Ascensor!
Please?
Rise!
Ascend.
There's no response from
Lift!
the
Elevator!
statue.
Rictavio! No, Rictavio, we're downstairs.
Let us in.
No, we're down
At the,
elevator.
At the word elevator, the clay statues, which appear to be some kind of golem, spring into activity.
Yeep.
They start hoisting the chain.
That's so cool.
And what you actually realize is that you are not standing on an elevator. You're standing in an empty elevator shaft as the elevator slowly lowers from 4
Oh, dear.
stories above
Okay,
you.
I moved.
Very, very slowly. There's no danger whatsoever of you getting crushed by the elevator unless you really dilly-dally to work out some personal grudges here in the elevator shaft. Anyone have some beef they want to hash?
No, but Elavor does look a little smug at everybody. I will say
You
that.
should have told us it was a golem vader.
So after
A
about
dumb
5
waiter?
minutes, the golems are trudging and a stone platform slides and fits kind of smoothly into the indentation you were all standing in minutes ago.
All right. Now perhaps we get back on the elevator
We're almost there,
Sure,
people.
why not?
and then we say elevator.
Nothing happens.
Son of a ascend.
The golems start and the chains are creaking. I don't have a good chain creak noise.
I like your Foley
and-
work.
That was
And-
good.
That's good.
Chain
That's good.
rattle.
Yeah.
Chain rattle. No, these chains are well in place, Dan. There's no rattle. They've been
Chain
oiled.
Chain oil.
Yeah. And so you are hoisted up the tower. You get a quick view of the second floor. There is nothing on it. There's just like the floor of the second floor, so that ceiling of the first floor is all rotted and falling apart. A couple minutes passed. If you scroll up on the map, you'll see the upper floors. And you can see the third floor. The third floor is even in worse shape. There's kind of a large gash in the side of the tower, and you can see some scaffolding outside where somebody long ago was working on the tower. And then slowly, you are pulled into view of the fourth floor, which looks quite different. Whereas the other floors of the tower were kind of in shambles, the fourth floor looks like somebody actually lives here. There's some like nice little stained glass windows. There's a bed. There's a rug on the floor. There's a fire burning in a hearth. It smells, a little mildewy and musty, but cozy. There's some bright tapestries up. Someone is sitting in a kind of overstuffed chair with its back to the elevator. Whoever that person is humming to themselves rather loudly such that they don't hear the sound of the chains pulling you into place. And give me a quick perception check as you are slowly pulled into this room.
18.
17.
8.
15.
None of you hears anything too exciting until you are pulled within view of the fourth floor, where you see someone, perched. Looks like they're humming along. And next to this chair, where they're perched by the hearth, is a rather large creature staring at you intently. This creature appears to be a tiger.
Dear.
Nice job, Elavor, on
It's
the
another horse.
tracks.
It's a very furry, toothsome horse.
Can people see the fourth floor map?
Yep.
Yes.
If you want,
No.
you could
Drag my token.
You
all
have
the
to
way
scroll
up there.
all the way up.
scroll up.
Oh.
And if you want,
yes.
You could move your token to somewhere on the fourth floor map.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see the elevator is in the center of it.
Crucible will step off and say, "Hello, kitty."
The chair swings around, and it is none other than Rictavio, sitting there in his private study atop a weird, creepy tower. Looks like he was enjoying a book and a little bit of brandy and spending some quality time with his pet tiger.
Of course he has a pet
This guy
tiger.
has
Of
style.
course, I don't know that. But
The tiger growls at you, and Rictavio chides in. They're friends.
Hi,
Welcome.
Octavio.
I did
Hello.
not think I would see you all again so soon. Crucible, please come in. And Lena Delina and Broldish. And is your pup Androdite with you still?
Yes, she's right here.
Imra, there you are. Please tell me that Elavor is still safe.
He is
He's downstairs.
Oh,
down
well,
elevator.
perhaps he and Drusilla will hit it off.
Pony is chatting with Drusilla now. I have a pony. I don't think you got to meet the pony.
Oh, well, it is good to see all of you. I was not expecting visitors. I only arrived late last night myself. Things got a little hot in Valaki, if you know what I mean.
I
So
don't.
got out while the
Please.
getting was good.
Hot how? Like temperature?
Well, it seems there was some kind of break-in at the Burgermeister's manse, and well, a lot of outsiders were being looked at unfavorably, so not a time for guests.
Oh.
Weird.
Hmm.
I too heard this.
Technically, it is illegal to own a tiger in Valaki, but I've never been a big fan of laws, especially laws against tigers.
Why would
Well,
anybody
you're
want
not in Valaki. You're just
Oh, tiger.
near Valaki.
Well, but I had the tiger with me in Valaki, you see. It was in my
Oh.
wagon.
Ah. What's
Oh,
the tiger's
whole time?
What's the tiger's name?
Oh, she hasn't told me her name yet. I haven't quite picked up the language. I'm working on
Oh.
it.
Nice. Well, hi.
I
Tiger.
regret not being part of this conversation.
This is what happens, Elavor, when you're afraid of elevators.
I can't trust something so similar to me.
I understand.
Mhm. It's fair.
So, what has your, I guess it's been a day since we crossed paths. How are things going?
It's been a day. You said it, sir. You said it.
We were beset by terrible half-man, half-wolf beasts.
Yes.
Or just the one, but he inferred that there were more.
I have done you a great wrong, my friends. I should have warned you. There are many of those creatures in the area here near my tower. There's a tribe of them, a clan that makes their home on the other side of this enchanting lake here, and it is perhaps I see you must have navigated the defenses of my tower. Good show. They do tend to keep those creatures at bay, but it's barely a day goes by before the defenses aren't activated. And well, you know, anyone who tries to get in the door without doing the little dance that you and I now know, they get discharged a great deal of electricity. But they keep trying.
Lena has some sick moves. It's true.
Indeed.
I would do any manner of sick moves to not have a great deal of electricity discharged into me.
Well said. Rictavio starts puttering around the little tower. It's clear he's really not set up to accommodate like 5 guests and a tiger, but he is making do. He like pushes a bunch of space off his bed for someone to sit, and he offers his nice overstuffed chair, and he finds like a chest that he kind of turns into like a thing, and he clearly only owns 2 tea mugs which he's put tea in, and he's got some other various improvised containers which have tea or brandy, and he's trying his best to make you all feel at home in this weird abandoned tower.
Bless him.
Lena's going to like give 3 raps to the elevator to try and indicate to Elavor, you know, that he should come up.
I tell Pony to gesture toward the elevator at Elavor, like to kind of shepherd him over there.
Meanwhile, on the first floor of Dan, scroll the map down to the first floor for the viewers.
God, okay.
Meanwhile, on the first floor, Drusilla and Pony Cinderlarn are kind of, you know, they're chewing the hay, having some horse chat. Aragal has produced a deck of cards, and he and Arena are playing a card game that is unfamiliar to Elavor. Did Androdite go all the way to the top?
Yeah.
Androdite's there, and suddenly Pony Cinderlarn gets kind of a strange look in the eye and gives Elavor a nod.
Yep.
Aha.
And then kind of
I'll-
like, just like literally like gently with his nose sort of like pushes you toward the elevator spot, which I assume we're going to send down for him because it's not there right now.
Nope, there's just an indentation in the floor right now.
All right.
Okay.
I'll say the thing since you were able to call it from the first floor.
Let's see what you do. What are you going to do?
Elavor does not step into the square, but from outside of the square says, Elavor, elevator.
The clay golems start cranking, and the elevator, after a couple minutes, descends to the to the floor with Elavor. Meanwhile, back up on the 4th floor, suddenly the elevator starts descending. Meanwhile, back on the 1st floor, several minutes have passed, and the elevator arrives.
I get onto the square and I say, "Elevator!"
Nothing happens.
Oh, wait, what was it again?
Uh-oh.
I forgot.
Welcome to...
Don't help him.
Go up.
And the clay golems crank into work, and
That's more than one
slowly
word.
minutes
Yeah.
pass as you are moved up. Meanwhile, up on the 4th floor,
So about what time is
Elavor
it now?
Elavor arrives. I would say it's solidly early afternoon. I would say, as Rick Tavio tells you, tea time. It's a little early for tea time, but he's trying.
He's a good host.
So he's chatting with you. He's trying to be a pleasant host, and probably tell some stories about his circus days. But eventually, the conversation maybe comes to more substantial things, and we have shared many a story back in the Blue Water Inn. I suspect more urgent things have brought you here to my tower today.
Yes, this is your. So yeah, I was a little curious. I didn't realize that you were such a. Hi, by the way. I didn't realize you were such a magical man. This is your tower, what with all of its special doors and non-magical
Well,
means.
I must admit, some of these were those were put in place. I have not totally unearthed the story of the original owner, but it seems like this was a wizard tower some several hundred years ago. So there are some certain, defenses and affectations this tower provides that were not of my doing. But no doubt you noticed the anti-magic field. Very convenient in these difficult times. To live in the wilderness in Barovia, big Barovia, of course, is dangerous and not without peril, and one must bring with one certain defenses, lest one be rent asunder by werewolves or bandits or the creatures of the night.
I feel like a tiger is pretty good defense too. How'd you guys meet?
Oh, well, you see,
The
first
meat
I
cute.
saved her life, and then she saved my life, and it's
Aw.
been a whole thing.
Oh, do you have one of those bumper stickers? Who saved who?
Yes, on my wagon. But we have been fast friends. She is, from the circus days.
Do you fancy yourself a magic man, or does this tower also cease any magic on your part?
Well, one cannot use magic within the tower, but I'm a storyteller. I'm a traveler. I've been known to spin a few cantrips in the if the moment requires it.
Very cool, Rictavio. Very cool. I knew I liked you.
Rictavio, how did you get to Big Barovia?
Well, how does anyone get to Big Barovia?
That's
We
a really
don't
good
know.
question.
That
You
is
know-
the question.
You're on the road at night, and the mists roll in, and then the mists roll out, and you find yourself in Barovia. But I will be honest with you, friends. I sought out Barovia. Most people find their way here not against their will, and this was a place I came to.
Why?
Well, it's a long story, and I wouldn't want to bore you, but how are
We
you
don't-
all doing?
No. Please don't bore
We don't get
us.
bored
Or it's
very
not a bore.
easily.
Yeah.
Please don't bore us.
Please
Yes.
What I meant to say was, please.
Did you say
won't
there was
bore
tea?
us.
Let's move on to the tea.
Oh yes, fresh tea for everyone, and/or brandy. He putters about. I think Elavor, you think the tiger might be rolling his eyes at this point.
I think I want to.
We've already made it clear that we don't recognize when an animal is rolling its eyes at us.
True.
Well, it's hard. It's hard with horses because their eyes are on different sides of their heads. It's
True.
easier with tigers.
Mhm.
So
That's what I read, at least.
Yeah.
I want to approach the tiger very in my druidic way
I see no way this could go wrong. I'd just like to point out, everyone make note of where they are standing in this very small enclosed room. As Elavor
I feel like we're all
next
sitting
to the
now.
tiger, apparently.
Yes.
Let me roll an animal handling check here.
There,
Sure.
another chair.
What with my
Roll
druidic...
I will tell you, roll with advantage because this tiger is in the company of its companion and seems generally, chill.
One of my dogs is deathly afraid of the sound of these dice, but let us see what we
Just
get.
those dice are all dice.
Just those ones. Oh my god. Oh my god. Which should we have? The 20 or the 19 plus 6?
All
I
right.
think we'll go with the 20 plus
Wow.
6.
Elavor, you approach the saber-toothed tiger, and I don't know exactly what it looks like to befriend a saber-toothed tiger, but that is just what you've done. You are getting along smashingly. You are giving it that scratch behind the ears, and it's like rolling over, and it's like a big, terrifying kitten with a mouthful of butcher knives, and it likes you. In fact,
Yay.
Elavor, I think you as a druid know the tiger's name, which you'll share with us later.
Oh my god, I love that.
Micah, you get to name the tiger.
Oh my god.
So, what else is happening in this little tower room?
Brildish will say, so apparently there's no more wine in Vallaki. Did that happen before you left, or is this news to you?
News to me, friends. That is most unfortunate. I know the wine comes. There's only one winery in Barovia, and perhaps they have run into trouble.
Do you know how to get to the winery from here?
Yes, if you head back to the main road, it's go as if you were going to Kresk, and then you'll turn south. It's not too far, less than a day's journey from here.
And what about other major milestones or points of interest?
What would you like to know? I am well versed in things Barovian, even though I am not from here. I have been studying Barovia for some time, been poring over the legends before I sought it out.
I forget if we've asked him about the lake before.
We are looking for a town that I think is no longer a town. I believe it was called Berez.
Ah, yes. I have heard of Berez. It is, so there are, as you know, 3 major towns or encampments here in Barovia. There is Little Barovia, there is Vallaki, where we met, and the town to the west, the walled city of Kresk. It's really more of a town, really more of a hamlet, village maybe, but they call it a city. But time long ago, there was a 4th, the town of Berez. It is south of Vallaki, back a ways, and it is kind of on a marshy, swampy area. And it is so that the legends say that the people of Berez ran afoul of the devil. There was a young woman that the devil sought to take as his bride, and the Burgermeister rejected this offer. And it is said that the devil shifted an entire river to drown the town of Berez, and there are just ruins, swampy ruins there now. I think the land has been, in fact, he has given the devil this remains of a town, this swampy former town, to a witch of which he is aligned, the Baba Yaga.
Oh no.
She has a hut that moves about. It is unsettling. I cannot recommend that you go to Berez, friends. This is what I am telling you.
Needs must. We may have to go there as it is. Can you tell us how to get there?
He in fact pulls out a relatively detailed map of Barovia. And let me just take you back to the world map for a second. Back by where you cross the river out of Vallaki, there was kind of
Is
a
it
side.
down here?
Yeah, that's where he points to it on a map. It is literally not labeled on his map, but so that dotted line represents that there's not a road there, but maybe a trail that you could find or a path. And he gives you, I don't even know if you noticed, there was kind of a turn off at a crossroads not too far out of Vallaki.
Yeah.
And he gives you kind of specific directions on how you could find your way back there if you were so inclined.
Good to know. All right.
Though he cautions you against ever doing that.
If we were
What more can I
to
tell
go
you?
there, if we were to go there at some point, Is there anything in particular that you could tell us about that place that you've heard? Things specifically to avoid, weaknesses that the residents might have if they're feeling frisky?
I do not think there are any residents, just the creatures that the witch commands. A variety of...
Does she have any weaknesses?
None that I know of. It is said that she flies about in a giant skull and is the nursemaid to the devil himself.
I mean, that's kind of stylish.
I suppose. Again, I can't recommend that you go there. Literally anywhere else in Barovia might be safe save Ravenloft itself. Be very vigilant if you were to even explore it. Why on earth would you want to go there?
Lena looks among the other people and says,
Brill just shrugs.
Our fortunes were told, and we were given potential boons that we may utilize if our friends ever wish to make it out of this place. I'm from here, but you are not, they are not. I can see why one would wish to leave. And if we are to be successful in getting them home, we must use every tool at our disposal, no matter what kind of mud hole it's currently hidden in.
You have seen Madame Eva, then?
Yes.
Indeed.
You are the chosen ones.
Oh,
They say-
Come again?
Oh,
What now?
geez.
Once a generation, people come to Barovia. I must warn you, so far, once a generation, they have gone to challenge the devil, and they have died.
Oh
Huh.
boy, I remember this. And also listen to the birds. Yeah, we know.
I came to Barovia hoping that I would be one of these chosen, and I was not. And so I have learned what I can and studied the books and the legends. But if you have been given these prophecies by Madame Eva, well, you have a destiny. Can't say I necessarily envy you.
I've always wanted a destiny.
But if you have been researching...
Hundreds
and
before you have died trying.
If you have spent your time researching the lore, perhaps you could help us achieve these goals that we have.
It would be my honor. In fact, friends, I must be honest with you. I am not Rictavio. I'm not a circus rigmaster. I've never been to a circus. My
Well, there
true
aren't any
name
circuses here.
is Rudolf von Richten, famous monster hunter. Perhaps you've heard of me. For all history.
Okay.
Was he from our
Can
world
Lena
or Dan's
have
world?
advantage because she's a groupie?
Lena, you have disadvantage because he's totally not from Barovia.
Goddamn.
I got a 14.
Dan, disadvantage. He's not from Eberron. Actually, you're very into history. I'll say you don't have advantage or disadvantage.
I got a 14.
I got a 4.
I got a 7.
Yeah, Lena
All right.
did not do good, but she's still into it.
Dan, I think in your travels, you have definitely heard a bard story about Rudolf von Richten, legendary hunter of creatures of the night. You heard that story some time ago. This is probably him past his prime, like way past. Also, the story, you did not think it was actually about a person. It had kind of a pulp novel feel, but in bard form. Lena Delina, though you are from Barovia, you have heard the name Rudolf von Richten whispered, particularly not among probably your Barovians in the towns, but the Vistani know this name and hold some fear and animosity toward whoever Rudolf von Richten might be.
So the
Friends,
terrible.
I assure you, I have only shared this information with you now. I do not like to keep secrets from anyone. Well, I do. I mean, it is my life. But I assure you, this deception, it was for your safety and my safety as well. And please do not judge me unkindly for having not given you my real name before. We will speak freely from here on. I assure you.
I forgive you.
Thank you,
So,
Protus.
did you come to this realm in order to hunt the devil?
Indeed. I have slain many a vampire, and it is said that he is the greatest of them. And so I sought to destroy him.
Well, we
These
have a lot of garlic. Brildish nods.
Yeah, we have. Could you actually clear some things up for us? We have some.
Oh dear.
Some bets.
Oh dear. Oh no.
You have to decapitate them, right?
Oh no. I am not going to live long enough for a
I've
next
been
generation
carrying
champions.
all of these bags of soil with me.
Why
I
are
show
you
him my
carrying dirt,
garlic.
Mr. Crucible?
What do you know of revenants?
They are creatures of the night. They are terrible. Not as bad as vampires, I suppose, but they are quite bad.
Let me reframe. He has
I think we're losing
antagonized
the thread
one.
here, people. Are you okay? Did you suffer some head trauma in the fight with the werewolf?
Possibly.
To be honest, most of the people who I would learn from as a slayer of the things that crawl in the night don't live long enough to develop a robust body of knowledge. So any guidance that you have on vampires, revenants, such, would be very helpful in the days ahead.
Friends, I can assure you, from this point on, my life is an open book. Will Rictavio have any useful information, or should I say, Rudolf von Richten, legendary monster hunter that none of you have ever heard of? Is this the key to finally taking down the Devil's Strahd? What about revenants? What about that bag that Crucible totally shouldn't have opened that he totally did? That's going to come back, right? And what about Drusilla and Pony Cinderlart? Are they going to be friends or just kind of acquaintances in horse terms? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time for Total Party Kill, Dog and Pony Show. Thank you and good night.